talks about influencer marketing, everyone thinks it's really easy, but then no one really knows how to do it right. I mean, not knows, some people do, but we have a great panel here to talk more about that, so please take it away.
Yeah, welcome to our panel, Influencer Marketing. Do's and don'ts of influencer marketing, actually. My name is Benjamin Krach. I run an agency for gaming and esports. We work for Red Bull, NBC Universal, also a telecommunication company called Vila. And I have to my right, Henry Joseph Grant. He's the CEO at Talixo. CCO at Talixo, which is a very cool B2B ground transportation company. And I have to my left, Ryan Ozonian, CEO of Mercury Protocol, who's also really cool because he's actually working with Mark Cuban. So that's, that's pretty much the ultimate influence. And I think that's probably something we can start with, how is it actually for you to, work with basically an business influencer, how's influencing your business? Are you using this for your marketing? Is it more like, I don't know, to attract investors? What's like the business case there?
Yeah, of course. Again, my name is Ryan. I'm the CEO of not only Mercury Protocol, but a private messenger you may have heard of called Dust, which Mark Cuban has promoted over the last 3 years pretty heavily. And we've been working together about 6 years now, and I've gotten very close to him. We work together daily, or at least talk daily, and I've gotten to kind of witness how he goes about utilizing his megaphone, his voice to market products. And at first I thought it was timely tweets here and there when launching a product, but over the course of time I've learned that there's a lot more strategy to how he utilizes his influence and when he utilizes it for a certain product. And a lot of it has to do with coming across as genuine. That's kind of the number one rule that he's taught me is, you don't just utilize an influencer to promote something on launch, for example, or in a timely event that may be beneficial to your product. It has to feel organic and genuine. That's kind of
Yeah, we totally agree with that, actually. It really is about, being honest. And I think probably one of the best marketing cases I've seen so far was the case in Neitzel. You probably know him. He's like a giant YouTuber, partnered with Samsung. And the way he pretty much uses the Note is just like he uses this little stylus, a lot in his videos. And that's a very good way because it's not just like commercials. It's basically, he uses them in his YouTube videos, basically, right? And really shows the audience, okay, this is what you can do with a stylus, because a lot of people have this device, but they don't really know how to leverage it quickly. So I think that's a very interesting thing. Yeah, I think that's very important. Don't drive your influencer into a direction they don't want to go.
yeah, absolutely.
And so typically you want to hire someone because he is him, right? And typically people love other people because of their personality. And I've seen that as a journalist, for example. I've interviewed a lot of Hollywood celebrities, and they would probably be, influencers for a game or a movie or stuff like that, but they were not really attached to it, right? And that's kind of like a really big problem if they don't care about the product, so to speak, right? All right. Tell me about your experience, because it's also very interesting about Talixo, but also you're like part of the Huawei influencer program, and you have a lot of very diverse background in that kind of category.
Yeah, I'm quite an eclectic mix. So basically, I come from a startup background. I don't know if anyone knows a company called Just Eat, which is a big takeaway website. It's like Delivery Hero in Germany. So I was employee number 3 there, went all the way from a small startup to a big IPO, and it's now worth 7 billion, so it's a big success. And also I've been involved in another unicorn, and obviously currently working on one with Talixo as well. What I've really learned around influencer programs changed dramatically over the years. So when I was at Just Eat, our marketing team thought it was very sensible to use reality TV stars to talk about kebabs on Twitter, when they blatantly have never eaten a kebab in their life, right? So basically, I think the whole kind of influencer kind of landscape has changed dramatically over the last decade, especially from what I've seen, in that people obviously don't need eyeballs anymore. They need authenticity, as Ryan quite rightly said, but they also need to educate obviously their demographic, and I think it's very vital that people are super in tune with obviously the demographic that they represent. And I think people totally see through when people pay for the relationship. And you mentioned Huawei. So Huawei have actually got a global influencer platform, which is kind of like a below the line platform. So we're for 60 people. There's basically celebrities in there. There's journalists, there's super top business people, and then there's me as well. So I'm not sure how to sort of fit into the other three categories. But basically, what they do is they actually share a lot of content with this sort of super group, and basically don't tell anyone what to do with it. So you can literally talk bad about Huawei, you can talk good about Huawei, you can say whatever you like. But what they also do to really make you feel part of the family is actually give you access that you could never get at Huawei anywhere else in the world, really. So, I've been over to Shenzhen, to their campus there, where they've got 50,000 employees, and had lunch with the founder of Huawei, who's actually like the top business people in the whole of China. And he's like, I've got to go to the next meeting, I've got to meet the president of China. And I was like, okay, let's just end this meeting here. And basically, when you get to really learn about the brand, you can actually see through a lot of the media propaganda where Huawei is not actually super secure when it really is, but obviously it's been interpreted in different ways in different countries. So I don't actually think you should hire people. I think you should actually work with people as a partner. I don't think money should actually change hands in the normal sense. I don't think you should pay for projects to talk about things.
I think it depends a bit, right? It kind of depends a bit whether because you're a businessman, but if you're like a YouTuber, for example, they would always like typically ask for money. But I think it's also like, I think that's a very interesting learning. It also has like a lot of companies, it really is about leveraging a skill set, right? I think that's very interesting. And we've seen that, for example, with EA, Electronic Arts. They have a brilliant program called EA Game Changer. And like, for example, a colleague from us, Fabian Sigismund and others, they're like in this program, and they're like big YouTubers. And the reason why EA has basically hired them is because they play Battlefield all the day, right? And it's really interesting because they've been basically involved in very early in the process. And I think that's something you can definitely look at. Like you can use an influencer just for your marketing campaign or for retention rates to get like installs, these kind of things, right? But I think it's also important or like interesting for you to look at this maybe before you launch because they know the market, especially in gaming and esports, right? Like a lot of companies like Razer, for example, they bring in esports talent and they basically let them test their mices and stuff like that because they know all the granular details, right? That's very interesting. Like they look at this mouse and you're like, yeah, this is a good mouse, it's a good gaming mouse, and they're like, yeah, but this could be like 1 more gram here, 1 more gram there, whatever it is, right? Because it's really about this granularity, and I think that's a very interesting case as well. So.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that when you're looking at specific influencers and you're wanting to market your own product, you have to make sure that they understand in detail, in depth, what you're doing. You have to make sure that they're into the product, that they like it, that they actually want to utilize it themselves. And if they don't, any kind of marketing they're doing is going to come across as disingenuous. People are going to read right through it, and it's actually going to be detrimental to your brand. So I think it's super important that you get in touch with the influencer and you actually communicate one-on-one in person before you do any kind of payment or perks or whatever you're going to give them to market your product, to make sure that they truly like it and will truly use it. Because if you get to that point, they'll spread it amongst their other influencer friends. They'll actually use it in real life, and that's where the real impact will come, not from the post they did, right up front.
Yeah, and I think that's certainly something that's changing the market, right? Like I'm currently working with McLaren, for example, and pretty much what they've done is like, we're asked around who is interested in esports, and Fernando Alonso raised his hand, kind of thing, right? And he's really interested in that. And like you probably know, he just ended his career in Formula 1, so he has way more time now at his hand. And he's working with G2 Esports, for example, to become like an esports mentor, because obviously, esports is a very interesting category because these are pretty much very young people, and they need to get managed in the right way. They need like the right media trainings, but also I think it's also a lot about branding, right? Fernando Alonso is in the game so long, and he just knows how to handle themselves. It's also something interesting. It's also basically something I think that we have to talk about when it comes down to influencer marketing. It's not easy because when you book an influencer, he's directly attached to your brand. And that can be really good, but it can be also really bad because when you look at esports, for example, or like other, especially in gaming, I would say, you have a lot of influencers, they're like 21, for example, right? And they say something bad or something stupid, so to speak, on Twitter, and it can blow up. And it can really blow in the face of like Nike or like a big company. So that's really important to handle this as a company, give them like a certain direction.
I agree.